Hi, this is Sam Mack, speaker, author, motivator, and diversity and inclusion consultant. What assumptions do we make when we see somebody? One time I was standing next to a photocopying machine, and a gentleman came in and he was wearing a military uniform, and he dropped a big binder of copies on this and said, "Give me 3 copies," and walked out. So, we see a woman standing next to a photocopy machine, and what assumptions do we make? That obviously she must be some kind of support staff that makes photocopies for us. Another time, I was late for making my time cards, and I couldn't find my time card, so I went to my assistant's desk and I sat down at her desk and her computer to fill out my time card so that she would have it and it would get in for the payroll. And even though I was an electrical engineer, someone came and saw me sitting at that desk and naturally assumed that I would be helping them out. So what does this do to morale? What does this do to somebody that has to constantly prove themselves because of the way they look? Well, first of all, I can tell you from personal experience, it's very demotivating. It's very demotivating to have to be on all the time, especially when we're at an environment where we need to be creative and we need to be contributing and we need to be supporting others. And if we're in a constant defensive situation, then that poses a challenge. So, what can we do to work on these biases? And I can tell you, for most of the corporations that I've been to, 14 years as an electrical engineer, only one time did the corporation introduce diversity and inclusion education. And not only that, not only was it only one time by one company, but it wasn't even mandatory. My manager was like, "Hey, I think this is good, so I think you guys should go to it." And at that point, it focused mostly on gender roles in the organization. But just having that little bit and just seeing how many employees were blown away. One of the questions was, the policeman climbed up the ladder. And so we were saying, what is going on with this question? And so one of the guys was like, "I don't see anything wrong with the question." And someone said it should be police officer, because a person could be either a policeman or a policewoman. And just to have that in the mind that, no, the police is a man, not a policewoman. So showing that respect, that some roles can be played regardless of sex. Some roles can be played regardless of race. And this type of education makes such a huge difference, because then people are not constantly trying to improve themselves. And if they are not spending all the energy trying to prove themselves, they can give the energy to the enterprise.